This is the new IEX feed from IEX, which is a real-time exchange which Updata now provides, and it's really fantastic because it's real-time US prices free. So that makes it really valuable for watching the market open. And I've got my Nasdaq lists and Dow lists here, and it's really great. And as soon as I'm just a minute before the market opens, so in a minute we'll see all the prices flashing in real time. And so it's really great if you were to save on the exchange fees and you have a real time feed. And this comes from IAX, this exchange in the US, and Updata redistributes it. So really valuable link to this data. And there we see the market opening, and it's just really powerful. Of course, Updata has that ability to, because we cache the data, makes the charts super powerful and fast. So if we just you can just literally click away. And this is my standard screen. Many of you will watch charts today. I use my weekly, my 1%, my daily, and my 0.5% point and figure, and my 60-minute and my 0.1% on the 60-minute data. So this gives me a long-term, a medium-term, and a short-term view. And so it's just really valuable for just being able to go through the market really quickly and see what's happening. So I really value that. What's really powerful, of course, is that you can mix this data. So Updata runs on multiple data services. So if you're an Updata user, you can just simply add in this data, just go to configure feeds and add in IEX data if you're on the latest version, and you'll be able to use that. So Updata runs on lots of market terminals, professional terminals like Bloomberg or Thomson Reuters Icon, lots of paid feeds like DTN or TeleTrader, trading platforms more and more, so interactive brokers, for example, and then IEX you'll find in the data feed section. And I've got mine configured with Google and Yahoo Finance, so you can have a whole series of different sources coming into your Updata system. And that makes it really powerful. And if I look at this layout here, for example, this is my Yahoo data. I can basically have the tabs for all the things that I'm configured for. So I'm using Bloomberg, for example, Yahoo Finance, IEX. So this is where you'll find the IEX data. So Yahoo, it remembers all my tickers here as well. So I can go and grab something like Apple, and that's opening that chart down there. But if I want to go and get that from IEX, I can just search Apple, and you can see here that I've already looked at that ticker, and that data is coming from IEX, and you'll see how quick that comes in. And of course the beauty is this is real time, so we can go right down to the 60-minute chart, and it's just immediate. And good long data histories now building several months of data, so really becoming very powerful for things if you want to run back tests or that sort of thing. One of the really powerful things, of course, is the scanning, and as I said in my email, you can actually scan for charts that are producing so I'm looking here for the top 7 stocks with upside in the Nasdaq. So it's really simple to run a scan, but you can find them in the libraries, and also what when you do look at them in the library, you can also go and grab lists to run these scans on. So, for example, you can go and grab IEX feed lists. So here's the Nasdaq lists, the Dow Jones list, so those same lists that I'm running on. And of course you can create your own list fairly easily. But here we go. So if I wanted to run a scan, I'm going to write one from new. I'm going to use point and figure. So there's lots of different indicators you can write. You can run scans on pretty well anything. There's a whole long list of things here, and even on custom indicators as well. So there's a whole virtually no limit on what you can run a scan on. You can run for candle patterns, head and shoulders patterns, all sorts of things. But if we start with point and figure, I'm looking for log scale point and figure. So log scale charts, very complex on a point and figure chart, and what we're looking for is the trend is up, and we want to specify, and I'm going to specify 30% upside, and so what we're looking for is a double top breakout where the trend is up and 30% upside. Now I add that condition. I could add another condition. I can just keep adding conditions as I wish, but I'm going to save and run this scan. I'm going to call it 30% upside on Nasdaq. and I'm going to run that, and we choose the list we want to run it on. I've got loads and loads of lists, as you can see here. So the Nasdaq IEX is my list. I'm going to run that. Running on daily data, but you could choose to run it on all sorts of time frames. You can go right down, if you're a short-term trader, you can go right down to smaller target areas that you're looking for day trading, and then we just run that. And so as we run it, it's running through once, and there is the list. Now, when you look back at the stocks here, it's very hard to see where you would basically say, oh, these stocks have got the upside. The beauty is that when you go to the scans on the charts here, it just turns it into a point and figure scan. So here we see the charts, and I can just scan through these, scroll through these charts. Really, really powerful, and we can see the upside potential here. So the stock list, interestingly, I actually hold 2 of these stocks. I'm not going to say which 2, but from previous scans, we're seeing here 43% upside there. Really, really powerful. So we scroll through the results here, and we see we've got upside. Here's Facebook with upside as well. So what I like to do is I like to create a list, and so just on this icon here, go and save the list, and I'm going to call this Nasdaq 30% Club, and save that. And then I'm going to go back to my original screen. Now remember, you can grab this screen from our libraries here as well. So you can grab this from the layout library. I've already got it, so if I include that, you see this layout screen here. So you can actually just grab the same screen that I've got, and you can literally copy me. So what I'm going to do now is open that list, and if we go and open the 30% Club, so here is my list of stocks, and what I like to do now in trying to narrow it down is look at my long-term, my medium-term, and my short-term charts. So here we see the long-term picture, medium-term picture, and the short-term picture. And so I was literally scroll through this list now, and from that I can start to make some decisions on which is the best one. So what I'm normally looking for is a whole myriad of things. So here on Celgene, for example, we're strong on all 3 time frames, 2 upside targets into the 30% there, and also 23, 17, 43% upside. So seeing lots of targets to the same area. And if we go and look at the next one, again, multiple targets to the upside is very encouraging. Facebook, again, multiple upside targets, a lack of short-term targets there, but the upside targets on the medium and long-term charts. Hunt, for example, just coming below the cloud on the short term with the downside target, so this might be a timing decision, and the medium-term chart's not through. Even though we've got the target on the long-term chart, it might just be a timing decision there. And if we look at that one long-term chart, this is where the scan results came from, 2 targets, the 62% and 83%, but we do have this downside target as well. So it doesn't always follow that the stock with the biggest upside is necessarily the one to go for. And as I said in my email, that I ran this process a few months ago, and I've got 2 stocks up over 25% as I speak. So it's finding these stocks that are going to rise and give you those several percent per month increase in your portfolio. And we see here Packard is another one that looks pretty good on all 3 time frames. And then last of all, Priceline, really rocketing on that long-term chart, and again lots of upside targets there, but a bit of a shortage of short-term targets. So that's how you make the decisions. Anyway, why not go and download a trial and have a go at running on this IEX data? Lots of data there, and it's really, really valuable. And you can configure the system to just add IEX in for you. See for yourself, run the scans, and find the stocks that have got the most upside.